Hello and welcome to this Wisdom Wednesday segment. I'm Deborah Guthrie and joining me today is Director of Parks and Recreation, Luann Maisner. We are at the Farmers Market.
We are.
It's super popular, of course. And one of the things that we've noticed and people have asked the township about is what do the different labels mean at the different, you have a ton of different vendors, fruits, vegetables, all kinds of things, and there's these little labels kind of explaining how it's grown.
Right.
So we wanted to meet with you and pick your brain and find out what do those mean.
All right, well, that's an excellent question. Years ago, and I would come to the market, and there were all the vendors here, and at first I thought every vendor grew everything they have. And then I started asking a few more questions. And some of them they sell items like from a friend who's a farmer, but they don't come to our market. And so then we also had, years ago, people could, some of our vendors would also go to the state wholesale exchange and buy goods. And I was questioning that, and I said, we need to let our community understand where all the products come from at our market. And years ago, when we didn't have as many vendors, of course the variety is much less. And so by providing the wholesale opportunity for some of our vendors, it did bring greater variety. But what we do have our vendors do now is put signage on their tables with regards to if it's homegrown, there's a homegrown sign. And if it's farmer direct, means they didn't grow it, but they know who grew it.
Okay.
Because we used to have someone who would sell peaches here, but he would sell his brother's peaches from Rothberry. So he knows where they were grown, he just didn't grow them, but they're homegrown in Michigan. And all of our products have to be grown in Michigan. Okay. And then there's the wholesale where there is the state exchange, where vendors can go and buy some product just to resell at the farmers market. When there's large farms, and they either sell to companies, but a lot of times they have like an abundance of produce. They go to the wholesale exchange, and then that's where it can be distributed from there as well. What our vendors cannot do is go to the grocery store and buy retail and come back and sell. That's not allowed. But if it's, we only have a handful of vendors who are still allowed to wholesale. I'm going to say less than, there's probably 4 vendors total. Everyone else since 2008 that are part of our market have to either be homegrown, farmer direct, or homemade.
Does every product have to be labeled? So if I go to one vendor, could there possibly be different types of labels for that one vendor and they label those differently, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. There are some vendors who absolutely grow and produce everything they sell here, in which case they can just have one banner behind them that identifies that all products are homegrown and or organically grown or environmentally. They're not certified organic, but they are grown with all the environmental guidelines. Okay. And then also some may be all homegrown, but then have some farmer direct, and then those would be labeled as farmer direct. But everything else on their table should be homegrown.
All right. And around how many farmers, market vendors, do you have on Wednesday, and how many do you have on Saturdays?
Our Wednesday market is growing. Of course, we just switched to the evening hours. We were in the mornings from 8 until 2, and now we've switched 3 until 7. We've brought in food trucks, we have additional activities, some music that takes place, and so right now we have approximately 15 vendors that come on Wednesdays, but I see that growing as these weeks go on. And on the Saturday market, we have approximately 60 booth spaces that we rent, and it is crazy here on Saturdays. It's wonderful.
So if somebody wants to be a vendor, who do they contact?
They would contact the Meridian Township Parks and Recreation Department, and 853-4600. And the other thing about the labeling that I wanted to get back to real quick is that it really provides an opportunity for the customer and the farmer or the vendor to engage in a conversation. And it's fun to learn about where your food is coming from.
You know, that happened to my husband and I. We came in, we were looking for eggs, and we ended up in probably a 10-minute conversation or so about, he actually gave us a really good education about eggs and where they were grown and how they were raised and what the different labels meant just for eggs. Right. And it was really interesting. It was probably one of the more fascinating conversations that I've had.
No, for sure. So anyway, hopefully this conversation today will inspire our customers to engage in greater conversation with our vendors about where did these products come from.
All right, thanks so much,
You
Luann.
bet.
And they are super friendly. I can attest to that. I've been to the farmers market a lot. So it's located at 5151 Marsh Road in Okemos. On Wednesdays, the market is here from 3 to 7. And on Saturdays, the market is here from 8 to 2. We'll see you at the market.